welcome to this week's edition of The Act. I'm joined by my very good friend Mike Sullivan.
Hello, bud.
You all right?
Yes, I'm good.
So Mike is going to help me design an act for you using these three dice. So Mike, you've watched it.
Yep.
You've watched the show. You know how it works. I'm going to get you to roll the dice. So remember, each one of these dice has got a different thing on it. So this one has the scenario dice, whether you're going to perform parlour, strolling, table, stage, etc. This one is our restriction dice. So we got no mentalism, no talking, no cards, no Alakazam products, which obviously means if you get that, you can't perform any 100% real world working material. So we don't want to get that one. And this is our value and budget dice. So £25, £50, £10, which we don't want, £100, 200 plus. That's what we want. But we'll see what we get. So Mike, which one are you going to roll first?
I think we should roll the scenario.
Do it.
Here we go.
Oh,
Parlour.
Parlour.
Okay.
Nice. I like Parlour.
I like Parlour.
Restriction.
Restriction. No mentalism.
No mentalism. Okay, that's doable though.
And lastly, the budget. It's going to be about 10 quid.
If it's £10,
I'll do that again.
Yeah. 50. All right.
Nearly went on 200 plus, didn't it?
Yeah, but 50.
50's
Parlour.
not bad.
Right. So, Mike, what we want to do, realistically speaking, if we can, we want to create either a 2 or 3 phase routine. Three, preferably. So we got your opener, your middler, your end, or your closer. If we have to stick to 2 because of the budget, we need to do it. But we want around about, I would say, for a parlour performance, maybe 8 to 12 minutes. Right?
Okay.
Okay, remember there is no mentalism. Now, the nice thing about parlour is
that you're away from the audience.
You're away from the audience, but also you are pretty close up as well. Do you know what I mean? So you're performing more of a stand-up routine.
I've got to say straight away.
Yeah. So you're performing, you can perform a close-up set, but you've got a bit of the distance, so it's more of a stand-up performance.
And you can bring people up.
100%. So, okay, go for it. Did you say you've got...
I've got something already.
Go.
Loops.
Right.
Straight away. You've got a invisible thread act. Loops are phenomenal. Especially in a parlour situation because you are a good distance away. So
what would you... I'm going to go and grab some loops. So what would you... If you were to pick 1 or 2 effects, the nice thing about loops is obviously you can do a couple of effects in quick succession.
Yep.
So if you were to pick one, because remember the act is not only a prop, it's the act. So what routine would you do?
Floating ring.
Great.
And maybe haunted deck.
Nice. Okay.
So we need a deck of cards as well. Is that part of the budget?
Yep.
So, I mean, you've got 2 powerful effects there.
Yep.
I don't know whether you'd use it as an opener, a closer, or middle at the moment, but let's see where we come with it. Do you want to do the next one?
Yeah, let me have a think.
Keep in mind your budget.
Yeah.
Well, how much is this so far?
So loops, I'll double check, but I think they're around about £8.50. We're looking at £3 for the deck, or £3.25. So we're looking at around about 12 quid-ish.
Which ain't bad.
No, that's not bad.
And you get phenomenal magic.
Okay, do you know what I think would be really nice, and it would work well if you're going to do the haunted deck?
I was going to say, we've got to take into consideration a link of some sort, yeah?
So I think I've used this before, but I think I may use it again. Either mental photography, because I think as a parlour thing, to come out with a blank deck, I would use Imagine, but I think it would eat up too much of our budget. But if you came out with sort of mental photography, blank deck, you've got a beautiful piece of magic where you print a deck. Yeah.
And the routine's already there, because I've got to plug Wayne's routine of the mental photography deck, Dreams.
Yeah.
So, you know, you can watch it on YouTube. You don't have to buy his book or anything, but you can watch it on YouTube and work it out because you know what the gimmick is.
Yeah, 100%. So you could do that, turn it into a deck, then you could use the loops to maybe get your glasses to flip over to someone from the audience, or you do a floating ring, something like that. But then
Do you know
you
what?
can now reach back into your pocket, bring out your regular deck and do
Yeah, I
the
was going to say
haunted
deck switch it.
Yeah.
So we find a red one.
You want a red one or blue?
So deck
if you're
switch it.
using blue.
Definitely deck switch it. That's
Okay.
brilliant.
So the other option I was going to say, which in all fairness, if I was doing a parlour routine, I think it would be in my parlour routine, is Don's card stab.
Don's card stab.
Yeah.
From Unlimited.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think that, I mean, that by itself is 5 or 6 minutes. But I think I'm going to stick with this for the moment.
Okay.
So now we need something. So we're thinking about this.
So
we're going to start with Start with mental photography.
Brilliant start.
Do 2 effects or 3
With the
quick
loops.
effects with loops. Then at which point this deck will be away. Then we bring out this deck. They'll presume it's the same deck, and then we're going to go into the haunted deck.
Brilliant.
So that's a good strong 6 to 8 minutes right there. So we need to add a closer now.
And they're strong, so we need it to be stronger.
So do we want to stick with cards, or do we want to?
What about coins?
Coins.
So how much are we at the moment?
I think we'll be pushed to find a coin trick for that sort of money. That's the only problem.
Okay.
Because
I was looking at
coin squeeze. Coin squeeze would fit in.
It's a penetration effect. So we've got levitation. We've got a card trick.
Well, do you know what I would do then? If we were to go for melting coins, which I think is a great one, and for parlour it's brilliant.
Yep.
Personally,
Middle.
I would now switch that. Start with that.
Finish with that.
Yeah, that goes away. So you could actually start with this, do a couple of quick loop effects.
Bit of a teaser.
Yeah, that goes away fully printed. Do a couple of loop type effects.
Like the glasses you said.
Then get this out.
Yep.
Do that, then reach in, get that. And the nice thing about the haunted deck, you can say, we're going to do something special. I want you all to sign the card.
Yeah.
So now you get the whole audience to sign the card, and that's your big finish. Haunted deck, their card comes out, and that's that.
And that's well under budget.
$14.99.
Right. So let's say 15 quid. That's got to be 15 quid, isn't it?
I think we're over budget. Loops $8.50, so $14.99, $23.50.
Yeah.
That's $24.99. We're just over. We're back. I've worked out the price.
Slightly over budget.
Slightly over budget. If it was me, I would have let us get away with that. But seeing as it's not me and it's actually Jamie that calls the shots.
Yeah.
There
Pain
is.
in our backside.
Yeah. So here's your 2 options. As Mike said, you can either supply your own deck, or alternatively, let's put the deck back.
Yep.
Like this up here, and the routine will still play the same.
Just as big. Yeah.
So you can bring this deck out, print it, but because we haven't got the other deck, I would leave it printed but leave it on the table.
Yep.
Then go into some loops,
Teasers.
do a couple of bits, then go into melting coins. Then as your finale, you could do another loop trick. Then as your finale, take that deck, make it blank again.
Yeah. So
and then put it back.
So we're doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're hopping, skipping, and
I
jumping.
think that's not a bad
12 minutes.
Yeah. That's a good sort of 8. I'd say 8 minutes. That's going to be, saying that, you've got a presentation for that, so that's a good 2 or 3 minutes with presentation.
Yeah.
Loops, you can do a few things. You can make things move, the glasses, and the fact is, remember this.
Right, so you give me an idea there.
Yeah.
So don't think of loops as being the thing to levitate it or something. You could use it, like you say, to move objects. So you've got telekinesis.
Yeah.
Like a pen
or
something like that. PK touch. PK touch is so powerful where you know,
and once again, perfect for parlour.
There's lots of people with different routines.
And the thing is, you know, one of the best people that I see do sort of PK effects is Mark Spellman. And when you watch Mark do, he's got a different way, a different method of doing this. His method's incredible, but
Yeah.
what he does is when he moves an object, it's not just a quick thing. I've seen people do it like this, the things flip over.
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you
yeah.
watch Mark do it, everyone, you know, I want everyone to focus. We're going to see if we can get a little movement, and the thing just sort of judders.
Yeah, that's
and then
much better.
it's really slow, and he gets a good few minutes out of that. And I will say, this is a little plug, but anyone that wants to learn the best PK stuff ever, keep your eye out for something coming out by Mark Spellman later on this year. That's
Brilliant.
all I'm saying, because this is 25 or 30 years of work
Wow.
Mark's putting into this project.
I'll be watching it.
Yeah. Right, so I personally think this is a great act, and I tell you what, Mike, I know you do a great trick with loops, which I don't do, but you're going to teach me it later on.
Yep.
So why don't we perform this act so they can see what the effects are?
Okay.
But we'll have to do it as a bit of a double act. I'll take care of these.
You take care of them, I'll do the loops.
Yeah.
All right.
Do it?
Cool.
High five. Michael.
Peter.
I'm going to show you part of an act. In fact, this is going to be a bit of a double act.
Okay.
But I was told that I can't do anything with cards.
Okay.
So
Who
I
told you
brought these along. Jamie told me. Because Jamie's always giving me rules all the time. You can't do that. He said you can't do anything with cards, so I brought these along.
But
And
they're cards, mate.
no, they're not cards, Mike. Here's the good thing, you see.
Right.
These are blank. There are no cards here at all. Just 52 blank pieces.
So what's the trick?
Card. Well, the thing is, it's really hard to do a trick with this.
It is, yeah.
Unless I said to you, look, take one of these out.
Okay.
Take one out, have a look at it,
Yeah.
put it back,
Okay.
yeah? Now watch. All I have to do is snap, and it jumps to the top. Huh?
I like that trick.
That was good, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was.
Now, I know what you're thinking at home. You're mostly thinking, well, hang
Get
on a
off.
minute. I don't know if that's his card. Because you're used to seeing cards.
Yeah.
You're used to seeing things like the 6 of diamonds.
Yes.
And the 6 of diamonds is in here somewhere. Obviously, it isn't printed yet, but if I do that, I could print it. You see, and that will
That's
be the 6 of
impressive.
diamonds. That's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter what card you think of. You could think of a black card, maybe a black 2, and you could print it, the 2 of clubs. But you could only print the face. You can't print the back unless you get very experienced. But you could have the 2 of clubs. You could have the 5 of spades. You could have the 6 of diamonds again, the 8 of clubs. You could have the 2 of clubs. You could have the 5 of hearts. The great thing is, any card you want, you can print. When you first start out, you can only print one card at a time.
Right.
But like I said, you can only print the face, not the back, until you're really experienced.
Are you experienced?
Me, I'm experienced.
Of course you are.
But at the moment, I'm showing you, non-experienced people can only print one card at a time.
Sure.
Only the face, not the back. If you want to print the back, you give them a wave like this and you can print a back. So you can print a back without a face.
Now I'm
you
impressed.
You can print
Yeah,
a
this
face
is good.
without a back. But remember, you can only do one at a time.
What about if you wanted all of them?
If you wanted all of them, you got to be as experienced as me,
Okay.
and you actually. Do me a
thanks,
favour,
mate.
just wave your magical hands over the deck. If you wave your magical hands over the deck, that means this one card printed turns into 52 cards printed.
Wow.
And they are printed both front and back. How about that? Did that float your boat?
Talking of floating boats, have you got a ring I could borrow?
I have got a ring. There you go.
Excellent, yeah, lovely. Oh, there's an inscription, it says to Pete from all at the fire station.
Yeah, very generous to me, David.
Oh, I bet it is. Well, anyway, we're going to build up some static, yeah? Do you know what static does?
Give you a shock.
Well, it does give you a shot, but it allows me to do really strange things. Hopefully, we can make it cling to my finger. Did you see that?
I did.
You can't leave it for very long, otherwise it will fall. But, oh, no, there was a lot of static there. In fact, I can make it float. Oh, that's mad. In fact, sometimes you can make time stop. If you make a loop, oh,
I don't think I understand either.
if you drop it, and that's yours.
That is so cool. That's great.
Great stuff.
I'll tell you what, Mike.
Yeah.
Talking of rings, and seeing as you were messing about and making that float, I've got 2 rings over here. Just check them out. I don't know what they're used for. Plumbers use them. I think they stick them on the end of hoses.
Yep.
Also, we've got a solid brass block. You can check that out as well.
Yep. That's
Now,
brass.
here's
And
the
that's
thing,
solid.
right? If we place the block between the rings,
Yep.
it actually blocks anything going through. In fact, have you got any coins? Maybe 10p coins, 2p coins, what have you got?
40p?
40p, 4 is absolutely perfect. So
Okay.
here's the idea, Mike.
Yeah.
We're going to place the coins inside. You can see there's no way they can travel.
Nope.
All right. Now, we're going to take the coins. Remember, we're using 1, 2, 3, 4 coins, just
Yep.
like this. Now, watch carefully. Even though the brass is stopping them go through, all we
Yeah.
have to do is tap, and one of them just melts through the brass. And it really has gone. Look, that leaves us just 1, 2, 3 coins, and 1 coin down here. Now, watch the top one. You'll see it actually drop down as the bottom one penetrates right there.
That's brilliant.
Now remember, that is solid brass. That's 1, that's 2, and there goes the third one. It just
Fantastic.
goes through. So there's 1 here
Yep.
and 3 over here. So
Yep.
Mike, do me a favour.
Yep.
Hold, put your hand on top.
Yeah, it's
of
not
the
getting
last
through my
one.
hand.
It's not getting through your hand, but watch. Just like this. Lift your hand up. Lift it up. Spread them out. You've got 1, 2, 3.
That's phenomenal.
4 coins.
Can I check this?
You can check that. I'll keep those.
Don't mind.
No, you've never.
That is just. How does that work?
And that is solid.
How does that work?
That is so cool, right?
That is brilliant.
And I'll tell you what, we're going to end this
Yeah.
in a very simple way. Because Jamie gave me one rule, and that rule was no card tricks.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to make sure there are no cards in sight.
And they're blank.
They are blank, and that
Is an act.
and the end of the show.
Oh.